pass the mic to the Chief Minister himself, Mr. Lim Guan Eng.
Thank you very much, William, my colleague, YB Mansur Osman, Dr. Yao, Dr. Lee, YB's team, Wan Zelina, and the staff from Invest Penang, Fubalan and Shaiful, and also my Special Investment Officer, Jeffrey Chu, part of I think eight-person delegation on our first trip to America.
Yeah, welcome.
So I'm very pleased to be here in the land of the free. And I hope that you from the land of the free can help us free Malaysia.
Yeah.
America is in many ways a land transformed. And the transformations in America has also transformed the world. And of course the most important transformation is the election of Barack Hussein Obama as the President of the United States. He has brought forth much hope and of course higher expectations. But what's most important is that change is taking place in America. The same change that is taking place at home, where no one would have dreamed possible. I'm sure 2 years ago you said that a black man will be staying in the White House, you will be thinking I'm crazy. Just as if you had said that we will be here as the government of Penang, you would think we are even crazy. But what's important, just as in America, is how to make the change in Malaysia permanent. Now, to make the change in Malaysia permanent, of course, requires the fight, of course, now left for the state governments to deliver in terms of our promises and our performance. We wrote a crest of hope that we can make Malaysia better. Although the injustices and of course the manipulations of the electoral system by the Elections Commission did not allow us to fully realize our potential. Now, to be very frank, if the Elections Commission was free, fair and neutral, we would now be in Putrajaya. Isn't it? We know that if they are in fact really free, fair and neutral, we would now be in Putrajaya. Anwar Ibrahim would be the Prime Minister of Malaysia. But be that as it may, even though, as I said, we could not realize what I think we deserved, still we had this opportunity to realize our potential in the 4 state governments. Now I come here today as the Chief Minister, and of course I only speak on behalf of the Penang state government. But I'm sure these sentiments are also shared by the other 3 Pakatan Rakyat governments. Now what we intend to do in Malaysia is to create for the first time in history a people-centric government. A government that belongs to all Malaysians and not to belong to the few cronies of Barisan Nasional. When we talk about a people-oriented or a people-centric government, what do you mean? Number 1, number 2, number 3. If you don't mind, I just go on this systematically. Number 1, a people-centric government means a government that enables the people with knowledge, with skills, and with higher educational attainments. Number 2, empower the people with rights, freedoms and responsibilities. Number 3, enrich the people so that they can have an equal stake and share in the economic fruits of success. What I call the 3 E's of people-centric government. Number 2, what we wish to do also, apart from having a people-centric government, is to prove that a clean government can perform better than a corrupt government. Number 3, we also want to prove that we can perform, that we want to brand Penang. We want to restore the luster and the past glories of Penang. It used to be said that Penang leads. After 18 years of my predecessor, they added 2 words. Penang leads, yes, no more. Now we want to restore the slogan of Penang leads, to brand Penang as synonymous with quality, reliability, sustainability, safety and integrity. I think these are basically what we want to do in Penang. When you talk about education, enabling the people with skill sets, with knowledge, with education, I think it has only made us realize how important that goal it is for us when we come to California. When we come to San Jose, when we go to Santa Clara and the Silicon Valley, or when I went to Austin the last 2 days, in fact I just flew back from Austin. We realize that the bedrock of American success is its entrepreneurship, it is educational level, and of course is individual innovation and creativity. Penang has nothing. It has no natural resources. What it has is its human resources. And it's time that we realize that the success that Penang enjoys today is due in part to our people. And we need to refocus our energies in order to upgrade ourselves educationally. But to do so, we must give our people full freedoms, full rights, so that they can realize their potential. We must give them full, equal opportunity. And finally, of course, we must make sure that there's social justice. No point having economic successes if it's only enjoyed by the few. We must make sure that every Penangite has an equal stake and an equal share. So it is in line with these policies that the Penang state government has crafted our programs. Let's talk about social programs. When we first came to power, I requested the number of hardcore poor families in Penang. Hardcore poor families are defined as those who earn less than 500 ringgit a month. And I was surprised to find such a large number. And I promised that we would, together with other leaders, that we would wipe out hardcore poverty in Penang. If possible, to do it in 1 year, what Barisan Nasional could not do in 51 years. And thank God, or I say Alhamdulillah, we did it in 1 year. We made sure that every family in Penang earns at least 500 ringgit a month. The first state in Malaysia to do so. How do we do it? We give handouts. If your income is 300 or 350, we will top it up. We will top it up to make sure it reaches 500. Now, in Malaysia, the definition of hardcore poor is not 500. 500 is only in Penang. The definition of hardcore poor in Malaysia is 430 ringgit.
Wow.
But we have increased it to 500 ringgit a month. So we are the first state, and no one can dispute that we have zero hardcore poor. Of course, some of you may ask whether this is the right approach. Shouldn't we be giving fish nets instead of giving fishes? So the argument goes. Now we want to give both. Because why we give fishes in that context is because when you are hardcore poor, when a family earns less than 500 ringgit, there's no point giving fish nets because you don't even have the strength to go out and fish. You must give them some fish to put some food in the stomach so they have the strength, the energy to go out and work and leave themselves out the cycle of poverty. So we do that. We give money. And I think this is money worth giving. We have also given rebates, water rebates of 100 ringgit for over 160,000 families, costing us more than 60 million ringgit, as a sign, as a token of our solidarity with the middle class and the lower middle class last year. And next year, we are also going to give to the senior citizens, those who are over 60 years of age, 100 ringgit every month in appreciation for their contribution to Penang economic attainments.
Every year.
Oh, sorry, every year. I think the because it's so good. Luckily, I got child with me.
Every month I'm going back. Oh, you're going back?
100 ringgit every year to the senior citizens who are above 60 years of age. And at the same time to encourage a sense of filial piety so that the children should look after their aged parents at home and not at the old folks' home. When the senior citizen passes away, the state government will give to the children that's nominated by the senior citizen 1,000 ringgit. Now that's only one off. 1,000 ringgit one off. Not every year, nor every month. Or else Penang will go bankrupt. Now you may be, some may say that whether we can afford all these programs. Now we can. Let me assure you we can. Of course, the opposition claims that by doing all this, we will make the state go bankrupt. When I say the opposition, I'm not talking about DAP, PKR, or PAS. When I mention the opposition, I mean UMNO, MCA, Clara. So the opposition claims that by giving out this money, especially helping the poor, giving handouts, they say that no, you are spending this type of money that the state may go bankrupt. Now I want to show you that we won't go bankrupt because we help the poor. In fact, I don't think any government has gone bankrupt for helping the poor. But anyway, even if we have to go bankrupt, I prefer we go bankrupt for helping the poor than go bankrupt because of abuse of power and corruption.
Yep.
We have also implemented what Chow and Manso mentioned just now, good governance based on CAT principle, competency, accountability and transparency. Now competency is crucial because as the new party in government, we have to prove that we can perform and deliver and we are competent. Accountable, that's always been our culture, just as transparency is. Now, why I say that we can afford these programs? And because of our CAT governance, in 2008, despite a projected deficit of 35 million ringgit, we managed a surplus of 88 million ringgit. A turnaround of 123 million ringgit, or 26% of our budget. Now this is the first time that Penang has recorded such a high surplus, 88 million, as against a projected deficit of 35 million. And that of course happens under the Pakatan Rakyat government. So when we make these savings, we don't use it for ourselves, we share it with the people. But we make sure that before, as I said, we undertake these social programs, we have the money available to spend. And not only that, we want to husband some of these resources for the future. And as I mentioned just now, education. We want to expand the training and retraining facilities. In fact, also we have set out 200 acres in Pondok Upeng, Balik Pulau, to build our educational hub of excellence so that we hope we can bring in international schools, branch campuses of internationally renowned universities, as well as academies that can leverage on the inbuilt advantage that Penang enjoys from having all the top multinational corporations in the world in Penang. As you all will know, Penang has all the top MNCs in the E&E sector, Intel, Avago, AMD, WD, Dell, you name it, we have it. And of course, under the Pakatan Rakyat government, we managed to draw in Honeywell and National Instruments, as well as St. Jude Hospital. And just before we left, we just heard the good news. I do not know, are there any professionals here in the E&E sector?
Many.
Oh, you are there. Who is the E&E sector? Please put up your hand. Quite a few. Have you heard of Rubicon?
Rubicon?
Yeah. Rubicon?
Yeah.
Have you heard of Rubicon? Yeah. Rubicon has finally decided that they will locate their facility in Penang.
Wow.
And Lim Guan has one of the cutting-edge technologies in the world. And we are quite proud and quite happy they have decided on Penang. Apart from that, we have also some homegrown technologies such as crypto technology. You know, our handphones can be easily tapped, isn't it? So there are companies which have there's a company which have invented a technology that that does not allow telephones, handphones to be tapped. It is hardware based, and only 3 companies in the world have this technology. So that if they send SMS messages or they use the handphones, no one can tap into them. Unlike now, anyone can tap into your handphone or our handphone, and in Malaysia they can even print your SMS messages for the last 5 years.
Wow.
Unfortunately, Tiger Woods didn't realize that. We should have used the Penang crypto technology. There are 3 platforms. I think one is Ross something, I can't remember that. The other one, it uses the Trident system, and the third one is a Ghost platform. And this one invented in Penang uses the Ghost platform. And of all the 3 systems in the world, ours is the cheapest at $10,000 US. Don't ask me to help you buy one for you, because they don't sell it retail, they don't sell to individual organizations or to corporations, they only sell to governments, because this is extremely sensitive material. So this is, and also certain governments also they cannot sell. Make sure they get all the clearances. So this is only to governments, and we are very proud that this technology, one of the 3 in the world, is found in Penang.
Wow.
So we feel that we are moving on the right track, but in order to entrench and reinforce Penang's competitive advantage, we must make sure that in terms of education, Penang is the best in Malaysia. We have the best students in Malaysia, but we must also attract the best professionals in Malaysia. That's why I think we are putting so much effort, putting so much money, and of course hoping to attract not only the best professionals in Malaysia, but also those from overseas, as well as those non-Malaysians. Hopefully they can come and serve in Penang. So these are some of the policies that we are doing, and as I said, our CAT governance is also crucial to prove that a clean government that can perform better than a corrupt government. You know, it has always been a sort of a dogma in Malaysia that you need a little bit of corruption to lubricate the engines of economic growth, isn't it? No corruption, things cannot move. And conventional wisdom has always been that corruption is not enough to bring down the government in Malaysia. Now all this has been proven wrong in the political tsunami of March the 8th. But I think the time has come for us to deliver. And we are happy that our surplus, our record surplus in 2008 proves that if you are clean, you can make that crucial difference, that we can perform better than the corrupt government. And how do we make this saving? Of course, number one, there must be integrity in leadership. All of us here can say we are heads held up high, and our conscience clear that we are all clean, we don't steal a single cent. All of us can say that we practice accountability and transparency. That's why we have open tenders in Penang, the first state to have open tenders. And it has allowed us to enjoy tremendous savings. And of course, at the same time, we emphasize merit and performance. Regardless of race, regardless of religion, regardless of political background. As long as you are good and you are willing to support Penang's CAT principles, competency, accountability and transparency, we are willing to ask you to join the government and serve the people of Penang. And this is the new governing principles that we are bringing into Penang, and hopefully as a model for the entire country. So I think I just want to stop here, because probably the session will be more fruitful if there's an interactive discussion. But what I want to say, what I want to conclude and say is that I'm very, very happy to meet all of you, because I see in you the faces of hope and the future for Malaysia. Even though we are in a faraway land, but the fact that so many of you can come out to America, strike out on your own and make it a success is a testimony to the energy, expertise and entrepreneurship of Malaysians and of course Penang. Give yourself a round of applause. And with this energy, expertise and entrepreneurship, I hope that you will bring back home to Malaysia so that we can build a great nation, we can build a brighter future. Because what we are doing here, Manso, Chow, Sim, is a new Malaysia. A new Malaysia not based on race, as is UMNO. UMNO considers diversity as a threat, considers differences as a source of division. Now we consider differences as a source of unity. Diversity as a source of strength, where despite whatever disputes we may have at heart, we are all Malaysians. Whether Chinese, Malay, Indians, Kadazan, Iban, we see each other as fathers and mothers, brothers and sisters, sons and daughters, and ultimately as children of Malaysia with equal rights, with equal political rights, with equal economic opportunities, and of course with the expectations that we follow the rules. No favors, no special privileges, no entitlements, that each and every Malaysian has every right to fulfill and realize their potential. And I hope that all of you can come back and help us to rebuild, reclaim democracy, rebuild Malaysia so that it belongs to every one of us, Indian, Malay, Chinese, Kadazan, Iban, that we can say we are Malaysian in every sense of the word. Not Malay, no longer Malay, Chinese, Indian, but each has Malaysian brothers and sisters. So with these words, I thank you again for inviting us for dinner, and God bless all of you.
Thank you, young man, for performance. We'll now have a dialogue session. We have about 45 minutes for this segment of the event. We'll take 3 questions at a time, and then when you ask your question, mention who you want to direct the question to. Yeah, they would like also to know your name and where you originally from, which state.
IC number.
So take 3 questions at a time.
No IC neither.
No IC.
I believe there's another mic which is going around. Yeah. Okay, leading as it. So if you have a question, just raise your hand.
Just shout.
Hello. Yeah. My name is KJ Liu. I'm from Penang. I grew up from Penang. So I came to US in 2006. So I'm so glad that the PKR has won has successful victory in the last generation. So I'm directing the question to all the PKR members of the government. So let's say you win the next general election. What have you been prepared so that you can form an efficient government to lead the country?
Next question, please.
Hello. Hello, can you hear me? Yes. Okay. My name is Chun Ping. I'm actually from Penang. So just went back to Penang and came back. I told my cousin who volunteered for Tzu Chi that Mr. Lim Guan Eng is coming. And then I was asking him what did he do to Penang. He said one of the things that he did well was the social program. He said you actually had helped set up this low-cost housing for people, and then Tzu Chi also helped out, and I really appreciate you for doing that, helping single family, single mom, so stuff like that. I think similar to the program you mentioned for the below $500 ringgit for the low-income family. I think my question is specifically about the budget. I think the budget for big state versus the federal is very different from America, where California state has its own state tax and raises its own money and stuff like that. So being federal government that's controlled by UMNO and BN, they can cut off the funds and stuff like that pretty easily, and they have threatened a lot of big projects that's been cut. So I'm curious about what is the strategy there. I mean, I know the budget still comes from federal government. Is there alternate source of funding? Is there some kind of bond that you could raise, that you can sell on open market, things like that, sort of to address. Like, I understand that a lot of things you said is very good. I think a lot of programs need funding. So that's why my question is about funding. Okay, thank you.
One more question. So, my name is Lim Guan Eng. I'm from Papua, and actually from Lim Guan Eng is MP for Bagan, where I'm from. So, very nice to meet you, sir. And I think I read in the news about Penang losing a $3 billion investment, and the reason given was that we could not produce the number of engineers required by the investment. I think it's 1,000. And I'm just wondering if you could let us know if there's any truth in that news, and if it's true, how the government would address this problem.